This game was such a breath of fresh air to me, and it looks so Sly Cooper. Oh my god, Carmelita. Stories: The Path of Destinies is a 2016 game developed and published by Spearhead Games. This video contains spoilers, so you've been warned. The game opens with the narrator talking about how Renardo, our Fox protagonist, swore to his mom's deathbed that he would stop his dangerous lifestyle before he gets killed. So he literally just stayed home and did whatever after that. One day, rumors started to circulate about the Emperor Toad. Apparently, he was sending his raven soldiers to kidnap villagers and sacrifice them in rituals. His ravens were also sent to retrieve ancient books containing powers, but some naive rabbit ran away with one in order to join some rebellion group. Turns out, Renardo actually swore to that rabbit's mom that he would protect him, so he went off to chase the kid. Honestly, I wasn't too impressed with the opening. A standard adventure story with subpar character animation. Plus this really obnoxious rabbit.
My mother died for this book!
The top-down 3D look with the environments looked a bit generic too. Combat was dull. You just had to mash the attack button, grab enemies, or occasionally counterattack. Maybe nothing was too impressive at the time because I was way too drowsy in real life when I decided to play it. The combination of jumping into a random game with zero expectations, seeing all these common tropes, and being way too sleepy just made my boredom worse. But even though I was feeling sluggish, the game started to spark my interest. I know I just said that the game is linear, but you can actually choose to take multiple paths to reach the same destination. It's not much, but it helps provide some variety, right? One cool aspect are the gates in the game. They can only be opened using swords, so I guess you can call the swords Keyblades. Get it? But not every gate can be opened with the same sword. A fire sword opens a fire gate. An ice sword opens an ice... Yeah, I don't think I need to explain all this. You can also acquire gems to equip on your gauntlet that will provide various buffs like critical chance or attack speed. Both crafting materials and gems can be acquired by opening chests around every chapter. I like how Renardo has a hook that you can use to fling yourself to posts or pull enemies towards you. It's simple, but who doesn't like grappling hooks? Finally, altars can be used to spend the skill points you gather from leveling up to improve or learn new abilities. Okay, so you know how Renardo isn't actually a newbie to adventure? I mean, why does he have to relearn all his skills? The game actually has an explanation for that. It's because he stayed home for so long that he got rusty. It sounds so stupid, but it makes so much sense. I appreciate how the devs actually used his backstory as an excuse to make him slowly remember his abilities as the player gained XP.
It was starting to come back to him.
Oh yeah, what made the game even more interesting is that the opening is just a tiny part of the whole story. The rabbit kid died about 10 minutes later. I didn't even remember his name until I started working on this video. Who's Peter? Oh. Well, it wasn't a huge loss. After that opening, the game really began. Apart from the gameplay, the plot is shown with simple illustrations and narration. It's basically told in a picture choose-your-own-adventure style of a storybook. At first, I thought that there would only be like 2 choices for each chapter because that was what was shown to me the first time I played. I thought I was actually doing pretty good during my first playthrough because I got allies and everything seemed to fall into place. But then someone shot me with a crossbow bolt and I died. This is the unique part about the game. After you finish one playthrough, Renardo doesn't actually die. You get sent back in time and you get one ending out of 24? 25. So those 24 slots are all bad endings, with the lock on the right side being the true 25th ending. The catch is, in order to unlock the canon ending, you have to find out 4 truths about these people or objects that are linked to the lock. The only way to find those truths is to play through the game more than once. Each ending will probably give you 1 truth. I say probably because I'm not entirely sure. I only needed 4 endings to unlock all the truths, so I don't know if all the other endings lead up to a truth, or some of them are just plain bad endings. It was kinda cute getting a mini evaluation for every ending as well. Even though I got my head chopped off and I doomed all of time and space to get sucked into a black hole. Each playthrough is about 5 chapters long. with the 5th chapter being the result of whatever your choices were in the previous 4. Every time Renardo got sent back to the beginning, he retains memories of your previous playthroughs, which can give you either a new path to take or a new insight. It also made the route in the canon ending incredibly satisfying to play. Combat actually got better later on. The more I played, the more skills I unlocked, so Renardo could pull off better moves. I also got better with each battle, so it didn't take long for me to chain combos from enemy to enemy. Each fight just became really fun, especially if you defeat everyone untouched. Now to put a spotlight on what really kept me going, the script and the narrator.
Renardo felt a chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
Some of the jokes were just so dumb that I couldn't help but laugh.
There was an engraving. Maximum capacity, 130 people.
The entire game is narrated by one guy. He comments on almost every action you do. The first game I ever played that incorporated narration with gameplay was Bastion, which is an awesome game by the way. I didn't mind listening to that one guy's voice because he did a fantastic job at it. But there were times where I wish he would just stop talking for like 5 seconds. Seriously, I couldn't hear myself think. So I guess I don't need to mention that I got absorbed in the game. It does get repetitive quickly. You'll be able to explore different areas, but you'll end up playing through the same ones numerous times, fighting the same enemies. Even with the various paths you can choose that will lead you to the same end in each level, it just didn't give me enough motivation to play after I got the true ending. What kept me going was my eagerness to see how the story would go, and how all the truths would entangle in the end, and the self-aware humor. Each path took me about 40 minutes to complete, even when I went through optional routes or smashed every object for fruits. My health bar was already full, but it's just so satisfying to smash things. Despite the plot holes, flaws and all, I really enjoyed this game. It was funny, the art style was nice, and some environments just looked absolutely gorgeous. It was a short 4-hour journey, but it was satisfying from start to finish. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and feel free to comment about what you thought about the game or the actual video, of course, in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter or Facebook for updates and other stuff.